So what's new at radioid.net? Well, on the 17th of December 2020 I received this email, and it shows some interesting stuff around here, that Hans DL5DI from Ham Digital Net has stepped back, and it seems it's all kind of being incorporated under radioid.net. I've used radioid.net before to get my downloads for the complete contact database anyway, so I'm somewhat familiar with it. An interesting new feature is the contact generator, which I've seen elsewhere, but it's nice to see that that's incorporated in radioid.net. So, one thing about the contacts is that we're close on approaching the 200,000, and I thought it just interesting to share out a few of the popular radios here with the capacities underneath them. And it's quite an interesting thing to see. There's obviously a lot more radios than this on the market, but the only one that's really up there is the Anytone AT-D878UV, so that's the newer colour one with GPS and a Bluetooth, closely followed by the predecessor, the 868, which was mono. It was still a colour display, but it was mono text onto that pale blue background there as standard. I believe that can be, the firmware can be flashed to change that to colour as well now. But looking across the page there is the trusty one that a lot of us started out with here, the MD380 with a whopping 1000. And interesting to know that that was only about 5 years ago, I believe. The newer version there is the one next to it, the MDUV 380 with 100,000. Anyway, we could go on all day about the different models and the capacities, but the nuts is it's something you should be conscious of moving forwards. So, by the by, as one of my sayings, I never actually realised that this is how an ID number was made up. I just thought they were sequential, i.e. the next one to this would be 302, 302, 024, 025, etc. I never actually realised they were made up by regions, countries, regions, and in a sequential user number. So that's a first for me today to find that out as well. So, interested to know and have a look at this contact generator within radioid.net. There's some general bluff about it, but if you currently have a DMR ID number, you would have received the same email with this. So, interesting, on the 17th of December, after receiving this email, I went to check the website and was presented, first of all, with the startings of a web page, and then it basically crapped out. Then there was nothing, browser showing reload, just a blank page not reaching it, etc. And I suspect that a mass of people like myself interested to know what this is about, and clicking on the link, and it ended in a denial of service. Sometime later, this window popped up with signal loss as a default page, and they'd already had scheduled for the 19th, which is Saturday, some maintenance where they were going to incorporate the other systems database into Radio ID's database and kind of all become one. I'm guessing they had to pull that ahead of schedule and have done that on the 18th of December. and the website is now active, so let's go look. So when you first go into this website, it prompts you to accept a cookie message at the top, nothing unusual, and also presents you with some login information. I've already done this stage, it's quite straightforward, and you can see over here it has my call sign highlighted so it knows it's me. So a new interesting thing here is the repeater map. This populates somewhat similar to a Google map here. Takes a few seconds to load, and it gives you the worldwide information that you can then zoom in on. Yeah, more than a few seconds, but you can appreciate it's quite busy actively obtaining the data. So double clicking or using the plus down here will zoom you in, and you just have to keep going until you get to where you want to be. I'm located near Toronto. I've noticed it's taking quite some time to load. But as we drill down, the information's quite correct. There is a repeater in London, Ontario, there is in Kitchener, and Brantford, Tillsonburg. These are all local towns. If we take it down even further, it's just your standard Google map where you can click on a link and it will tell you the information there about the repeaters. So they've moved the navigation from the top of the websites down to the left here, and database is the normal one we would go for, and you have to look here for the word database dump. And in my previous YouTubes we've used this user CSV file to download. So out of curiosity, save downloading again. I already downloaded it, and we have 181,334 users as of the 18th of December 2020. So that's creeping up there all the time, and we'll soon hit that 200,000 limit, I'm sure. So let's take a look now at the generator, the new feature. So here in the generator section of the website, I find this not entirely intuitive, which is why I want to run through this and explain. It is a very good feature, but on the face of it the navigation is not very well done. So here are the instructions. It basically tells you to run through these 3 steps here, which is correct, to build up your contacts list and then download it. So let's first of all go to number 1 on contacts. Here you can select by continent. I've already done some random checks, which is why these are here, but you can select by continent or US counties only, and basically construct your own list. Now the thing to watch out for here is, I'm going to select North America just to kick us off. It shows 88,700 odd contacts straight off the bat there. So you're up close to your radios that have 100,000. Let's add Europe in as well. And now you can see we're well over. The only radio that's going to take that is the Anytone 878 at the moment. Or from my list anyway. There may be other radios out there that do. So what was immediately not obvious to me now is, what do we do next? because I've been focusing on this number, I feel that you click format. This is not the case. You have to look for this green icon here, this green button here, and click for it to transfer the information through. So I'm going to turn Europe off, so we're just going to get a North American contact list. So we click on this button to transfer it forward to the next stage, and here we can turn, toggle things on and off, etc. But for USA and Canada, it's 89,000 there. That's fine. And again, we have this continue button here. I'm going to continue again. And the instinct is just to click continue again. You need to add the name here, so I can just say North America demo, and then continue. Okay, so that's just added it there. There's some options where it's going to automatically email you if there's a difference of this many users. It's going to ping you an email and say, this amount of users you need to update. So let's go now to download the file. And this bit I found really confusing. So I'm reading this message here that says, wait, look for this animation, radio ID generator, and up here we see radio ID generator. So I'm sitting here waiting. What you actually have to do is click one of these green buttons here, and remember I called it North American demo. And for our radio we want a CSV file. If you want to edit at all in Excel, then you could use XLSX if you needed that, but for sure the radio needs this. So let's click this and see what happens. Oh look, there's money involved. That's immediately going to drop half of the ham radio community right there. For $9.99 a year it's probably worth it. So you think for $10 a year and you're going to download, I don't know, 4 or 5 times a year just to keep up to date, so that you don't see those 5 or 6 digits on the screen instead of somebody's name for the new users. I have different reasons. I like to have my contacts list to display the first and last name together on the screen of the radio. So Jim Smith instead of just Jim. And the way I achieve that is merging the two fields together, first name and last name, together into the name field. That process is called concatenating, and if you'd like to find out how to do it, there should be a card pop up on the screen now. I've done a number of other YouTubes about contacts databases. I call them databases, CSV files. Anyway, that's where I'm going to leave it. $9.99 in my pocket. Should be in theirs. It's probably well worth the money if you're not into messing around with editing spreadsheets or databases. Overall, quite a nice site.
So this video, if you like it, comment down below a thumbs up.
Thanks for watching VA3SII. Bye.